Okay, this is assignment 8.8, factoring the difference of squares. So the idea is that if you recognize your square roots first, life will be much easier. If you're always looking out for your greatest common factor, then your problems will get really easy really fast. So on this first one, 9x squared is like 3x being squared, and that 1 is like 1 being squared. So it's just going to be 3x plus 1 and 3x minus 1. And that's it for factoring. Number 2, the 4 and the 49 don't have anything in common, so no need to worry about the greatest common factor. Then you go 4n squared is like 2n being squared. 49 is like 7 being squared. So 2n plus 7, 2n minus 7. And that's it. 36k squared, that's 6k being squared. And then 1 is 1 being squared. So you have 6k plus 1 and 6k minus 1. For number 4, p squared is just p being squared, and 36 is 6 being squared. So it's p plus 6, p minus 6. Number 5, this is the first one that has a greatest common factor. You can divide both of these by 2. So you factor 2 out, you have x squared and 9. So the x squared is just going to be the x being squared, and the 9 is going to be 3 being squared. So that means if you ignore this 2 for a little bit, in here you have x plus 3 and x minus 3. And all we're going to do with this 2, the greatest common factor that we factored out, we're going to put it right here in the front. So this would be your final answer. Okay, on number 6, 196 and 144 can both be divided by 4. So 196 divided by 4 is going to be 49. And 144 divided by 4 is going to be 36. So that was when we factored out a 4 from both of those terms. Now the 49n squared is going to be 7n being squared. The 36 is going to be 6 being squared. And all of that gets multiplied by the 4. So in here we have 7n minus 6 and 7n plus 6, and then this 4 that was outside is still going to be in the front. Number 7, 180 and 5 can both be divided by 5. (180) divided by 5 is 36, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. 36 is going to be 6 m being squared, and over here the 1 is going to be 1 being squared. So this is going to be 6m plus 1, 6m minus 1, and then this 5 is still in the front. Number 8, 294 and 150. So on this one, 294 and 150 can both be divided by 6. 294 divided by 6 is going to be 49. and 150 divided by 6 is going to be 25. 49, the square root of 49 is 7, so this is 7r that's being squared, and 25 is going to be 5 being squared. So in here we have 7r plus 5, 7r minus 5, and then there's the 6 that's in the front. That would be your answer. 150 and 216 can both be divided by 6. 150 divided by 6 is going to be 25. And 216 divided by 6 is going to be 36. 25k squared is going to be 5k being squared. 36 is going to be 6 being squared. So that means that in here we have 5k plus 6, 5k, that's an ugly, 5k minus 6, and then don't forget there's this 6 that's in the front. That was our greatest common factor. Number 10, 20 and 45 can both be divided by 5. So if you pull 5 out of here, you're going to end up getting 4a squared minus 9. And the 4a squared is going to be 2a being squared, and the 9 is going to be 3 being squared, and all of this is being multiplied by the 5. So we have 5, 2a plus 3, 2a minus 3. That's your final answer. This one, the 3 and the 75, they can both be divided by 3. You divide by 3, you get n squared minus 25. Hopefully by now you're seeing a pattern. So the n squared, if you square root it, is going to be n, and 25 if you square root it is going to be 5. One's plus, one's minus, and we did not forget our 3 in the front. Okay, on number 12, 24 and 54 can both be divided by 6. Since they both have an x to give up, we're also going to factor out an x. So on the left side, 24 divided by 6 is going to be 4. X cubed, if you took one of those x's out, is now x squared. And then for the 54, 54 divided by 6 is 9. And then the x squared, if we factored one of the x's out, there aren't any more x's. So the square root part is going to be the same as before. Keeping this GCF in the front is going to be the same as before. The square root of 4x squared is going to be 2x. The square root of 9 is going to be 3. One's plus, one's minus. This one has variables on both sides, but it's going to be the same pattern as what we've been doing. The a squared, one of the a's goes here, the other one goes there. 25b squared, if you square root it, is going to be 5b. And then remember it's a plus and a minus. And that's it for 13. Number 14, 4 and 49 have nothing in common. X squared and y squared, nothing in common. If you try to set this up, pay attention to this sign right here. Remember that every one of the examples has always been a negative. It has to be negative. It's the only way that this works. So that means number 14, even if you went this far, it's not factorable.